Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's good?
What they do?
We back again. Say like a champ.
Absolutely.
Episode 68 it is today, man.
I know, man.
It's pretty crazy.
Year's almost up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is getting to be that time, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people are looking forward to starting over 2021, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean we don't get to not be safe, you know what I mean? It's not like Corona's going anywhere. So,
Yeah.
but I know it's been a tough year for a lot of people, me included, you know what I mean? So, looking forward to another year, man. I think 2021 is going to be a really, really fun year for all of us, for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. But as you said, we don't exactly just get to hit the reset just like that, unfortunately.
For sure.
We'll be carrying some of 2020 with us, but
sure.
hopefully as little as possible. So I see the presents are filling up over there, man. I see
trees filling up and my wallet's feeling empty, dog. Like, it's cool though. Honestly, Christmas time's my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
I love giving in general. So
yeah, you're definitely that type of person for sure.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So just being able to kind of like, grab gifts for the kiddos, the family members, all that fun stuff. Shit, I was out shopping for you today too, honestly.
Oh, what?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it's cool though. It's cool though. I love Christmas time for sure.
I was about to joke like, is my name on one? But maybe so. That's what's up, dog.
Most definitely, man. You take care of me all year, man. I got to get you too, you know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. That's how we do.
Yes,
and we do want to welcome everybody joining in, all the Slackers out there. We appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Going to go ahead and hit this intro so we can go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Back. What's
Absolutely. Good? Not much, man. Get it popping. A lot happening this weekend. We got NBA, preseason up and away. A lot of crazy NFL stuff happening over this weekend too. As far as there's some really good games happening this weekend, man. Some upsets as well. Some games, we thought was going to get the win, but ended up not. But yeah, man, I'll talk about it. It was a pretty cool, fun-filled week in sports. That's for sure.
For sure. And another one that just flew by, man. I feel like time is going by too fast. But before we get into that NFL talk, we do got to bring in the permanent special guest. It's Miss Myra May San Diego. What's good?
What's up, Slackers?
What up?
Living the dream over here. How are you?
I'm doing well. I almost just fell there. Did y'all see that?
Are we leaning?
My chair kind of like tipped over, and I'm like, yeah, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Chilling. You get your new laptop?
I'm doing great. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I do have a laptop, but this is not my new laptop. This is like a loaner laptop until no one gets here. But yes, I'm on a laptop, so that's better. I'm not on my phone. I did have my phone in my hand right now, so yeah. But yeah, man, getting ready for this holiday break. How are you all?
Same, pretty much.
Pretty much same.
Wasn't this week amazing in sports? Like, we got to see basketball and football together again.
Already, too. I think what's still tripping me out is like already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're right back to it.
We're right back to having both sports running at one time. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. What's up, brother Eric, checking in?
Hey, Eric.
But yeah, all right. Let me go ahead and hit this NFL stuff. And we're getting a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, are you getting that kind of staticky?
I think it's me again.
Okay, well, we'll try to. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll get my headphones. That'll solve the problem. I'll be right back.
You're probably picking up the background noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. So while we iron that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like we said, we try to get better every day. And also, though, this internet thing is kind of hard to control sometimes. You guys may be experiencing slackers out there with their Zoom meetings and stuff like that. It's a new world, so
bear with us.
But I'm going to go ahead and hit the intro real quick, and then we'll get to it.
What's up next? Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tuned to NFL Talk.
Let's get it.
All right, so while we wait for Myra, I do want to take a second to brag on my boy. It's Strizzy again. Strizzy won the Week 14 NFL Pick'em. Finally. And won pretty handily. He not only won this week, he won last week, so that's 2 weeks in a row, but also he has moved into first place for the overall season lead.
I got like a 3-game lead right now. I think Trevor picked up too, because I think I was 5 2 weeks ago. Then I pulled into like second, I think, last week, and then I pulled away a little bit.
Yes. You know, my boy AW, Mr. Walls, Mr. Let Me Get Two, he's struggling. He had the big lead. He was out in front basically all year.
Yeah.
And we got to see what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to start joining our Thursday Pick'em show. You know, so we can start talking about these strategies, let him know what's going on. Because I thought he had it in the bag. I thought he was going to cruise, but we'll see.
I didn't think I was going to catch him. He was up, I think, 6 games for me.
At least, yeah. I think it was something like that. So, but let's see. We got a couple more weeks of that. Also on the fantasy side of things, the Week 1 in playoffs was last week. And that was pretty interesting. I made it through. Oh, brother Eric, nice work, Strizzy.
Oh, good luck.
But I did make it through. I did make it through the playoff for Week 1. And then in one league I had a bye week. That was my first time ever having a bye in fantasy. But like I feel like,
I think I'm 1 and you're 2. I think or something like that.
I think we're right there. I think we both had a bye in that one. And I'm like, I didn't want to waste a good performance, but it's all good.
I know.
We'll see what happens next week, but
I think in Myra's league, I think there are no bye weeks. I think I played Marcus this last week, and of course I got the W in that one because, you know what I'm saying, his team's kind of beat up a little bit.
He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, I know, but I'm giving them benefit of the doubt. His team just beat up. Like I know he drafted Saquon really high. Yeah, he's out with I think he had another big time receiver who's also, I think, out for the year or something like that too. So that kind of sucks. And the other 2 leagues got bye weeks or whatever, because I think I'm first in the other 2 as well. Yeah. But kind of glad about one of them too, because I think one of my teams was on a bye week. They didn't do so well. So they didn't do so hot. So I'm kind of glad they were also on a bye week this past weekend, because probably would have taken an L, to be honest.
Yeah,
man. My other 2 leagues, because like I kind of Zeke didn't have a very good game. He's one of my leagues. And then Robinson from the Jags, he had not too good of a game either. Right. I think it was just game script. They got put behind pretty early. But you know, that's fantasy for you. You know what I mean? Like 1 week you be killing it, the next week
not so much.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool, man. It's cool. About to wrap up the next couple of weeks, but it should be fun.
Right. I'm gonna see if I can get another little victory here or 2 and see if I can make it. That'll be dope.
Yeah.
That'll salvage for my pick'em, because you know what I'm saying, I'm terrible on the pick'em.
So I gambled this weekend.
That makes up for it. Man, should have hit that parlay.
For real.
But some interesting outcomes. The Eagles, they won. They beat the Saints with Hurts at the helm. That was I wanted to get your thoughts on that for sure, and Myra's too when she gets to jump back. But
yeah, for sure, and definitely hear from you as well. I loved it. You know what I mean? You really get to get a look at what you have in your future. You know what I mean? As much as we kind of wanted to be like, yeah, he's probably not going to start no matter what. They're going to kind of shut down wins because they're not going to make the playoffs. Only 2 games left. You know, all that fun stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, he looked good, actually. He didn't look bad. You know what I mean? He looked pretty decent. I think he ran for over 100 yards. He looked very Lamar-esque, you know what I mean? Threw the ball pretty well. Hit a passing touchdown, had 1 interception. And at the same time, he has the same exact weapons that Wentz had all year. So it's like, and not only that, you know, they beat the Saints. It's not like they were going up again. I lost this one. I totally thought Saints were going to roll over the rookie, and he showed promise, man. He hung in there and finished the game too. So that's a big thing. You know, playing with the lead is one thing, but then finishing the game is another. So Yeah, I think he looked good, and if he wins out these last 2 games, I really think the Eagles have a decision to make, man. As much as you want to be like, when's the sign up for the money, but you still have a decision to make. Because at the end of the day, let's win these games. You know what I mean? They could always trade Wentz. Someone will pick him up.
Yeah, I mean they could, but I just don't. I don't know if I see it going that way. But I do think it's intriguing. I do want to see more from Hurts.
Yeah,
I mean, but he definitely did his thing, and like you said, it's the same weapons, but he opened up those weapons a little bit more.
exactly.
Since he that have that read option and kind of that element. So
Right. And again, we don't want to get too far into it. He is a rookie. They have no film on him aside from what he did at Oklahoma, which is completely different. You know what I mean? So,
but it's cool to see that he got his first win. Yeah,
for sure, man. For sure.
Anthony Weston says he likes Wentz to the Coles. So,
that wouldn't be bad. You have the time to throw with that offensive line. You know what I mean? Rivers ain't gonna be there forever. That's for sure.
Right. Let's see. Let's welcome Myra back. What's good?
What did he do?
I don't know. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Right.
I think so. What do you think, Strizzy?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, good.
And mostly we don't hear any echo, so that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing we did want to mention, Anthony Weston says number 1 seed Chiefs. Didn't have a great game either, but still putting up over 30. But I thought that was an interesting game, man. They're always in 1-score games.
Yeah. I feel like that's the funny thing is though, I feel like that's kind of the NFL this year. No lead is safe. No lead has been safe. You know what I mean? And no matter how good you are, the team has become so offensive. The NFL has become so offensive minded. Where like at any given time, a team can put up points to catch up. You know what I mean? And then now it's your time to like play to win. You know what I mean? So
right.
They didn't look that great. And you hope for them to play better. Obviously, you know what I mean? But
you know what I mean?
Exactly. They got the dub.
What do you think?
I think they played the Dolphins, right? Or they played?
Yeah, they played the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you all. For me, the Chiefs had way too many turnovers in this game. Like, the sacks, the turnovers, and like you all said, they always come back. Yeah, 4 turnovers in opponent's territory. They always come back, it seems like, from a deficit and barely even win. Like they just have that go mode right there at the end. But I'm with you all. Like, no lead is safe, and you can't underestimate your opponent. I think sometimes, teams get a little comfortable at that time.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Speaking of, well, this wasn't really a comfort factor, but the Steelers, another team that was undefeated last week, and now they've dropped down, and the Chiefs were able to grab that number 1 seed. They took their second loss in a row to the Bills. I thought that was a fun game, though, to watch.
It was a really good game, actually. I actually picked the Bills to win that one. I thought they were going to take their second loss in a row, and to be 100% honest with you, I think right now in the AFC, I think the Bills are the closest team to the Chiefs to me. You know what I mean? Like, we talked at the very beginning of the season, we talked a lot about Patrick Mahomes and Allen, for sure.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Long
throw and all that.
The big arm, and may not be as accurate as Mahomes with the deep ball, but he's got a big arm. And dude, when he's playing well, man, the Bills look really, really good, dude. They've got the receivers now. They're running the ball very well. We don't talk about their run game enough, and I want to say they're like 3rd in the league or something like that in rushing the ball. So they look really, really good. Anthony Weston's right. Pittsburgh offense is just too inconsistent, honestly. And the Bills
they don't hit the big plays, yeah.
Exactly, and the Bills have looked good on both offense and defense. I mean, you look at offensive ranks, the Chiefs are kind of pretty much number 1 almost everything, and the Bills are literally right behind them at like 2 or 3. So the Bills are kind of under the radar, one of the best teams in the league right now, and we're just not talking about them. So, if the Chiefs aren't careful, I think the Bills could get them. But right now in the AFC, I think they're the best team to possibly upset the Chiefs right now. But they've looked really good, man, and like we just talked about, the Pittsburgh offense has been kind of inconsistent. Like you just said, A-Dub, if they're not hitting those big plays, they get kind of it's almost like they get kind of stagnant. They don't move the ball very well, you know what I mean? And
the running game's not doing enough.
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, man, the running game just hasn't been there either, which Tomlin's always kind of held his hat on, has been able to run the ball. So It was a good game. You know what I mean? I was rooting for the Bills Mafia in that one, but it's crazy, dude. Like it's almost playoff time, and it's coming down to the wire.
What did y'all think about the game last night? Myra, did you get a chance to see the Browns Ravens?
Yeah, it was a great game, man. Down to the last drive. That's who we want to see Lamar Jackson be all the time. I think as fans, we have set such an expectation for him. Like since we saw him come out of Louisville, like we set that expectation for him to come out and be that same guy that he was last night every game. I thought it was a great game, great performance. You know, that's definitely something that you want to see on a Monday Night Football game. Yeah. I kind of feel like this whole season, those Monday nights have not really been that good. Right. So I was excited to have a great ending to a great football game last night. So
I agree. It was interesting, the whole Lamar Jackson incident, you know, him having cramps or having to, you know, go off the field or whatever.
Right.
Baby.
I think that had COVID. Like he
was playing the Browns. He was playing the Browns, you know. So he had to just, you know, lighten that load. So and he came out and he did his thing, you know. So
after the bathroom break.
What did you think of the game, man? Before I kind of go in a little bit.
I thought it was cool. You know, I think the Ravens are still Anthony Weston a fool in the comments right now on Facebook. We appreciate you, fam. So funny. But yeah, no, I think the Ravens still play around too much. I still feel like they should pick one running back and just let him go ham, and then replace him with other guys as you need to. Mm-hmm. And I still think that the Browns are really kind of pretty good. I mean, as long as they keep running Chubb, like I know I keep saying this over and over, but I mean, even when they got down like that, you know, Pop started watching the game. I'm like, as long as they don't stop running the ball, you know, they'll be able to kind of get back into this game. And they even took the lead, which was pretty fun, you know, to watch. But just left too much time on the clock, and that's how it went. It was cool.
Yeah, Justin Tucker to me is the best field goal kicker in the history of the league. He's amazing. I want to hear from Eric a little bit too on this game. I know Eric's I know he watches the Ravens too. So my thing with the game is this: like, number one, I feel like Marquise. They need to move Marquise from the X to the slot.
He's not a real receiver.
He's not, man.
Not yet.
He has not been a good wideout for them. He had 3 drop balls yesterday, and the thing that kind of cracked me up too is the one like hero touchdown pass that he caught. Like Lamar, like
he like lofted it into
he like baby threw it to him because he was like, I can't trust to fling it to you. So like, dude, if your best receiver has to be, you know, baby toss, like that's not a good thing. And honestly, like their best down threat receiver is Andrews. You know what I mean? Like that's not okay. So they definitely still need to fix kind of like the receiver situation that they have going on, because it's been really, really poor all season. Not only that, you know, as much as we love watching Lamar run the ball, he just shouldn't have to have 125 rushing yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, early in that game, it seemed like that was all that they could do.
Exactly. 100%. And on top of that, in the second half, or for the first half, he only had 3 attempts. 3 completions, like 3 attempts, and then ended the game with like 13 attempts. So it's like
not enough.
That's not gonna work, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just not gonna work. It shows how amazing he is to be able to come back and just get it done. I know in the second half he was like 8 for 8 or something like that, or he might have missed one pass, but it was the one before
7 of 8, I think.
Yeah, 7 of 8 or something like that. And he missed one, but it was like one of those balls they threw before halftime or something like that. Something like that. But I think the offense, like you said, still has a lot of questions they need to figure out. You're right; they need to stick with one running back and have someone to just relieve him on a couple of downs, and that might be Dobbins. You know what I mean? I feel like he's kind of been
give him like 20 carries plus,
easy. You know what I mean? And yeah, they got to figure some things out. But you know, again, hats off to them. To me, that might have been, off the top of my head, that might have been the best game of the year so far. You know what I mean? It was just back and forth division rivalry game. The Ravens have been known to like be like the big brother pounding on the little brother Browns for the last forever. You know what I mean? So you know, I think the Browns really, really came in to show like we're for real, like we're not playing around. And I think because the Ravens got that victory last night, we might actually see 3 teams from that division make the playoffs now. So yeah, I think if both of those teams went out, I think they both make the playoffs. So It was a great game though.
No, absolutely. And Anthony Weston says, "Do we think he's the problem or the offensive weapons?" I think he's talking about Lamar, and I think like we were kind of saying, I think it's definitely just the offensive weapons.
Right.
Agreed.
Lamar can do it. Lamar definitely can do it, and he makes plays regardless.
Yeah.
Even like they were showing his stats and his wins and what he's racked up, and even when he came in his rookie year, like the second half of the season, like even in that playoff game, they didn't really give him a chance to throw, but he still was trying to make things happen. So
Right.
I feel like he's just going to keep getting better. But the last thing I did want to say about that game, though, is I think there were some shenanigans on that final play. I don't know if the Browns had bet against themselves or what, but all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys saw the final play when they tried to do the hook and ladder like a million times until they went back and got a safety.
Yeah.
But the Browns were, the Ravens were favored by 3.5. Or the Browns were getting 3.5 points. So that swayed it in Vegas, basically.
Big time.
And I'm just like, I didn't understand like why. I was like, at some point you have to go forward, like why they kept going backwards. They lost like 35 yards or something like that. And I don't get it. That was just kind of weird to me, though.
For real. Yeah, I agree.
I was like, man, but some people were happy and some people were pissed off, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I did want to mention America's team real quick. They got a nice victory. The defense actually kind of came to play, held the team to 7, but it was kind of because of some turnovers, and also they kept going for it on 4th down and stuff like that. Anthony Weston had a friend that was that was impacted by that final play of the Browns game. That was just kind of weird. I'm just like, really, what are you doing here? So very interesting to me, but I don't try to, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that.
I love conspiracy theories, so I'm like, ooh, sounds good.
Right. But I don't know. So I think that's pretty much all I had for NFL talk. I know we'll do our picks again later this week, but did you guys have any other games you wanted to bring up or talk about?
No, that's all I can think of. Panthers lost the Broncos. That sucks.
Yeah, Panthers lost. That I thought that kind of sucked, but they still kind of kept scoring though. They ran up.
Yeah, they stayed in it. It's just again, man, and I know I preach this almost every single week, but I think the offense kind of showed how much they missed DJ Moore. You know what I mean? Because like I really was hoping Robbie Anderson would go off, and he kind of didn't. You know what I mean? But I think the one thing that makes DJ elite, he has something that like AB has, and it's his route running and ability to get open.
Yeah, he's creating separation off of anything.
Dude, like he's so open all the time. Like he's one of the best at creating separation. And again, he's not even one of the fastest receivers in the league, but dude is just always open. I mean, like he's just like a security blanket, you know what I mean? So I think it was really felt this past weekend with like the rest of receivers having a really hard time getting open. And I think because of DJ Moore, it allows Robbie Anderson to kind of do his thing. So I think it really showed like missing DJ Moore kind of sucks. So hopefully, man, I hope we can lock him up. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want him to lock him up if we let instead of lock up anybody, but kind of sucked not having him due to COVID. But hopefully he gets better, stuff like that. But it kind of sucked losing to the Broncos, but they actually look good. I can't even be mad, man. They came to play. They schemed us very, very well, and kind of got dominated a little bit. I know the score doesn't show it, but we kind of got dominated.
Early on, they had to figure it out. Another team that looked bad early on, though, too, the Bucs. Anthony Weston mentioned didn't look great after the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Took them a while to get going, and then they finally did put the Vikings away.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there were some pretty cool games, but I think that'll be about it for NFL Week 14 NFL talk.
Since the Giants lost, did Washington wrap up the division?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think they still have to play each other as well, but they did take the lead in the NFC East.
Okay. Okay.
So let me see. One more little comment here. Oh, Trubisky versus Watson. That's right. The Bears, they beat down the Texans.
They dominated them, yeah.
I think I had blanked that out of my mind. I was surprised, though. The Bears' offense did look good.
Yeah.
I know that their defense and their special teams gives them good field position consistently, but they actually were moving the ball a little bit. But again, it's kind of against Houston's defense, who's not really done the same this year.
Yeah. It is rough in Texas.
I bet, huh?
Absolutely suck this year, sitting at 4-9, and the Dallas Cowboys absolutely suck, sitting at 4-9.
Yeah.
Collectively, our teams have won 8 games. Like, it's rough being a fan of these Texas teams right now.
Yeah. No, I bet it hits different for sure when the teams are successful, when there's like, contention this time of year. But
the Bears killed the Texans 36-7. Like, it was an absolute train wreck.
I need Watson next week. I need him in that fantasy, so I'm gonna need him to perform better than that.
For sure.
But yeah. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and let's keep this train moving on. All right, NBA talk. Preseason has begun.
Yeah.
So excited.
Serious.
I had to fire up my NBA League Pass again right away. Make sure I can see all the games.
Yes, sir.
Your friends are waiting for the yearly username and password.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure we get all the logins distributed properly. Make sure we got all the apps rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm excited so far. I think I want to talk about my Lakers real quick. I think the pieces are looking good actually. Yep. And I'm sure Montrez is happy. He's looking happy. He got to play against his Clippers twice already. Talk a lot of crap to Beverly. But as Anthony Weston mentioned in the chat, Taylor he's going off.
Oh, look, Kuz losing minutes. They gone. Dude, he's been killing it. Like, dude's been nice. He's been real nice.
And it's cool because, they did, LeBron and AD have been resting these first 2 games, but they basically let him kind of play the LeBron role, like kind of play the forward, but then kind of bring the ball up and some of that. Yeah. And it's actually looked pretty good. So, he did get a start in the Western Conference Finals, or maybe even the finals. I can't remember when they switched up to a little bit smaller one, so he did get some play in the bubble. And I think he's going to get a lot of minutes coming up this week if he keeps looking the way he is. But yeah, he looks strong. He looks good. Finishing, scoring.
He does.
And that's a piece that was homegrown, was already there, Another Rich Paul client. He did have some injuries last year, and that's why it was kind of slow picking him up. But now it's like he feels like he's ready to contribute. That's really great. So the Lakers are looking good. It's super, super early. But
for sure.
Also was watching some of the Sixers earlier today, and they're looking pretty fun too.
Speaking of the Lakers, did you all see that poll of who they thought was going to win the championship next year?
What was it, like a group of writers or something?
Yes, it was a group of writers. It was on social media. I think it was on Baller Alert or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They did a poll on who they thought was going to win the championship. 86% of America says that the Lakers are going to win the chip again.
It's feeling like that.
I'm putting some money on the Heat just because the
odds are good.
Yeah, the odds are stupid good. So I might throw some money on it just because.
When are we gonna get out to Vegas?
Oh man, I'm still thinking, man, late January, February, I think. Yeah, if we can get out there, that's what I'm thinking. Man. Just go out there, have some fun. We should be able to get some gambling. I think the All-Star weekend is in March, they said.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be actually in Vegas, you know what I mean? But if we can get out there during that time too, might be actually pretty cool. So, sounds pretty fun. You already know I'm down.
We'll have to make something happen. I know that they were going through some little potential shutdowns actually recently. They were talking about, but it's funny because their mayor was like, well, we still want the casinos open. We still want people to come in. We just want to lock down the locals, basically. So
pretty much, for sure.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. But, like we said, everybody's looking towards 2021 as the magical time that everything will be okay. So we'll see. Maybe early next year.
I hit that the Miami and Pelicans game yesterday looked actually really, really good. Pelicans looked good. They played, because they're still so young, they played pretty much their team almost the entire game. Jimmy didn't play. Goran didn't play. But Tyler looked phenomenal. I know he was basically in the gym the day after the finals.
Yeah, already ready.
Yeah, and pretty much been in the gym nonstop since the finals ended. And dude, he looks I hope he plays point guard a little bit more than what he did. He played point guard quite a bit for us when Goran went down in the finals, and man, he looked phenomenal, passing the ball, hardly missing anything, shooting threes like normal. But he looks even more confident than he did last year, which is crazy because the kid already came in so confident. But I'm looking forward to the season. We actually look pretty good, and we pretty much set our starters after that. But Pelicans look really good too, man. Zion looked phenomenal. He looked really, really strong.
Right.
He looked good.
The Rockets?
Your boy looked good too. Oh man, I can't wait for the Rockets. Harden needs to stop playing, man. Because if that team's healthy, they're a contender in the West, dog. Like, but I kind of feel like I see what he means.
By the way, Anthony Weston said, "How's Jimmy Neutron?"
He didn't play. Oh, that dude. He actually looked really good too. Sorry, I'm thinking Jimmy Butler, but no, actually, yeah. Our 3-point specialist looked phenomenal too, man. He was he was actually hitting some mid-range shots actually. So he said he could work on his mid-range. So the team actually looked like they're built to make another solid run, honestly. So can't wait to get the rest of the team back in there playing. Bam looked phenomenal too. So our primary guys look really, really good. Iggy didn't play either, so but we'll see, man. I'm still super
Iggy's gonna rest until man.
Yeah, right. The playoffs again.
Yeah. But I do want to hear what's the temperature about the Rockets right now? But you're
I had to mute myself right now. I feel the same way as Drizzy. Like, okay, James Harden, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Where are you going? Like, I feel like as a fan, I can't get emotionally tied yet. Like, okay, we look good because I don't know what the hell's gonna happen with James Harden.
Right.
So I agree with Drizzy. Like the team is not bad. Like you can be a contender with this team. I think John Wall, is adapting pretty well with the Rockets. So the whole noise between Harden saying that even the move of John Wall has not convinced them. I don't know. I need to know what James Harden is doing so I can become emotionally tied to, okay, I can root for my Rockets safely.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that the season's coming up so soon, it's best for everybody involved to get something done if you're going to. Yeah.
He is playing today too, by the way, just a heads up.
Well, they said he was practicing again, but I was wondering about that. So, he got through his protocols and everything, and he's like, okay, I'm back now.
Yeah, so I think he is going to play. I'm sure he doesn't want to – if he does get traded, he doesn't want to go to a team out of shape. You know what I mean? So he wants to get in there, probably test the waters a little bit, see how the team plays with him, I'm sure. Because, I really do think, though, that if Boogie and John Wall can stay healthy, man, like, come on, dog. Like, I think last year proved that, I think last year proved that the Clippers aren't exactly the team that we all thought they were going to be. So you definitely have a shot, you know what I mean? And the Warriors are going to be down Clay this whole year again too. Figure it out, man. This might be the year to do it. And we know the Lakers are the favorite, but you guys aren't small. Boogie's big, you know what I mean? And just as big as AD, even bigger, you know what I mean? Truth be told, and honestly,
it's hard to repeat in general.
It is really hard to repeat, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, I think Boogie's a lot, he's not soft. I don't think he's got a soft bone in his body. So he can really get in there and bump AD a little bit. He knows his game. So they can definitely give them a run for their money. They're not a small team anymore. They're not the team from last year. And they got Woods too. He's also a big body. So if anybody could probably compete with the Lakers in the West, it might be them. If they can stay healthy, of course. I think health is like their biggest thing right now.
For everybody.
For sure. So yeah, man, you just never know what can happen, man. Just get in there, get with your team. But at the end of the day, too, coming from the Rockets standpoint, they obviously don't want to lose him for nothing. So that could obviously be the reason why they move him, because if they don't get to the Western Conference, finals this year and either win it or get really close, he's probably gone next year. So they'll lose him for nothing. So I get it, but it just kind of sucks. I know we talked about this a little bit last week that, these players who get in here start demanding trades or whatever.
Usually doesn't work out very well.
Exactly. Usually doesn't work out for you very well,
But for AD it did, though. That was the only one.
For sure. But a lot of times, too, you look at Kobe, it came out. Kobe really did demand that trade. He really wanted to get traded.
I want to go to the Bulls or whatever.
Yeah. And he ended up staying, and he ended up
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
I feel you. I understand. A lot of times it works out when you stay. The grass isn't always greener. So, we'll see what happens. I get it. He wants to go to a contender, but in my opinion, the Rockets are still a contender right now. So
No, yeah, I think so. Anthony West said he would move him for the best offer. I probably would too, because I'm one of those people though too, where I'm like, if you really don't want to be here, I'm not going to beg you. I don't want you to be here.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, but I know that they don't want to just give him up for nothing or be handcuffed because they know that the other, the other teams know that that's where he wants to go. So
exactly.
We'll see. Two other quick things I wanted to talk about for NBA talk. I wanted to get your reactions to Giannis signing the Supermax. We had him on the cover of our thing. Got the $228 million 5-year extension. What do you guys think of that?
He's stuck.
That's what I was going to ask. Is he stuck now?
Ooh, almost fell again, y'all.
Be careful with that chair. Is it just like full swivel?
No, Amari broke my chair. And I was like, if I just pop the wheel back on, I'll be okay during the show. Clearly not. This is almost twice that I'm busting my ass. If we catch it on film, I give y'all permission to laugh, okay? We might go viral off the
Your family permission was already granted. I was gonna laugh anyway, and then be like, "You okay?" But I think he's stuck. Dude. You can't trade that.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Maya. Go ahead.
I was honestly surprised that he signed so early. I really would have thought that he would have let the season go through and sign after the season or make a decision from there. And yeah, I feel like he's stuck. Like, what other pieces are around you? And I'm to the point where okay, maybe championships don't really matter to him. He's just there, for his family and to make money, which there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I'm a competitor. I will take a pay cut to go win a damn championship and then move forward from there. So I do kind of feel like he's stuck. 5 years. I mean, that's a lot of money he got. Good for you, secure the bag. But for me as a competitor, for me as an athlete, I'm trying to go somewhere where I can team up or you're giving me pieces to make this happen. So
that's the thing too. I said a long time ago. I was like, when we talked about it, as soon as their season ended in the playoffs, when he was saying that he really wanted to stay, and we were like, we don't know. I was like, but if anybody means it, it's probably Giannis. He just seems like that kind of guy. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like you. I was actually surprised that he signed this early on. I would have thought he would have gone to at least the majority of the season to see how they're going to be looking this year, to see whether or not he's going to do it, because the Milwaukee market's not exactly a big one. So I was really surprised that he did it so early. And like you said, he's kind of stuck. You know what I mean? You can't really move that contract. You know what I mean? Anywhere.
That's the part where I think, I don't know. I mean, the NBA today is crazy. So you never know. You could see him still move after some time. So I don't know. Maybe he's thinking, though, I got to secure this money. We're coming from where he came from.
Right.
The way he's grown, the way he's developed. And he did kind of Milwaukee was the first taste of America. So he's just okay, I guess this is what it's like. So, and then this is what Anthony Weston's saying. He said you could look at Dirk. He was to stay loyal and eventually got a ring. And that's true. But that was pretty tough. But he did, he did do his thing. So we'll see. Maybe it's one of those situations. But yeah, I mean, maybe he is comfortable there. But I still think you never know. You could
for sure.
This. Chris Paul's money was stuck. They were like, oh, you'll never be able to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And he got traded twice. So.
For sure. And the NBA, their money's only going up every year. So, and he said it, he wants people to come and play with him, a little harder when you're in Milwaukee, you know what I mean? But when you have a guy like that, it might not be as hard as you think, you know what I mean? Because he is good. He looked great in the first preseason game. So, I mean, he's
two-time MVP. I mean, back-to-back MVP.
And he's a monster. It's always up in the air. And a lot of people thought Harden should have won or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's still regular season was an absolute monster. You know what I mean? So he's still one of those dudes who's going to be in the MVP race this year too. He's he is that good.
But speaking of that, that's a perfect segue though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to our last topic, which is that Luka is the early betting favorite for the NBA MVP right now. And I wanted to know, what did you guys think? Do you like this or no? You think it's too soon for the kid?
For me, I think it's too early to tell, but we cannot deny that dude. Luka is a beast. We cannot deny it. But I feel like it's too early to call it right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think too, it could almost happen because of the way they're putting it out like this though now, where it's people love a storyline, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, if he does go out and beast out this year, And like we've talked about in the past, like people get tired of voting for the same people. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? That's why we rarely see back-to-back MVPs, because it's like, oh, we need to put somebody new in there. So I think it's too soon for him. That's a lot of expectation. But as Anthony Weston says, it's a good chance. Yeah. I think more of it, honestly, though, I think Luka's going to get his numbers and his triple doubles. It's honestly going to be more about the Mavericks.
How the team does.
Right. Because if they're a high seed, like not top seed, but if they're a top 4 in the West or something, they have a big year like that, I can see it happening. So
Agreed. I agree with both you guys. I think it's a little too early. He's it's his 3rd year, but he's still so young. He came in so young. You know what I mean? Like he's still a kid, man. But like, you know, right now, if I had Luka might actually be my favorite person to watch in the NBA right now. You know what I mean? Definitely not, you know, he's not my favorite player. I'm not a Mavericks fan. But as far as like him as a basketball player goes, as a fan of basketball goes, like he actually might be like my favorite player to watch right now. So the kid is amazing. He plays like that of a 10-year veteran. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes him so good is he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and he's very clutch. And when you need him to come through the most, he always comes through. He never shies away. And he played amazingly in his first year of the playoffs in the bubble. So, like Anthony Weston said, man, it's a really good chance. And like you said, A-Dub, you know, people love a story, and, you know, the media could play a very huge role in getting him that MVP. So I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, because it most definitely can. But for me, I'm like a little early for the kid. But yeah, I mean, I know LeBron still wants to get another one. So who knows, man?
I really feel like that the younger players, like I feel like the hands of the NBA are in good hands. We're going to continue to see great basketball for years to come. Like a lot of these rookies are looking great. What did y'all think about LaMelo's performance?
Well, I think he's looking pretty good. I think there's some things he's going to quickly learn that you can't get away with in the NBA.
Yeah.
But Anthony Weston says Rookie of the Year. I could kind of see it.
Too soon?
I mean, that might be too soon, but I don't know. Well, not really, because it's got to be a rookie. So whoever's in it,
there does have to be. Obviously.
So I don't know.
I think it's a great pack. I feel like it's kind of funny, because I think, like, again, talking about the media, I think we sometimes let the media kind of build up things a little too much. And it's like when you look at it, like you look at his first game, he had, you know, I think it's like 4 assists, and but all 4 of his assists were like super highlights. So they've been playing them all over Instagram, all over ESPN. But he also had 4 turnovers, and he went 0 for 5 in points. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking at. It's like, all right, kid, like your shot's already kind of weird. Can you fix it? Can you score in this league? But but he does see the court very well. I think he's going to be an amazing passer. I think he leads all rookies in assists this year. But again, there's going to be some growing pains. He's going to do a lot of good things. He's going to have his bad nights as well. So it should be fun. It definitely should be fun. But I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, Melo for Rookie of the Year, he's going to kill it. Blah blah blah. So we'll see.
You know, I have a lot of expectations too for the kid from Minnesota that came out of Georgia. So
he's looking. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just had somebody interrupt me, and since I have headphones on, it's kind of creepy.
That's scary.
No, you go ahead. Let me catch my child.
Okay, sure, gang. I was gonna say I actually did see some of him playing for the T-Wolves, and Edwards. He looks ready, man. He looks big. Like he looks like, you know, he's got the NBA size. Yep. He's got the quickness and everything like that. So he was looking good out there in his first minutes too. So I was excited about that.
For sure. He had like 12 points off the bench. So yeah, man, I think he's going to play really, really well for them, especially coming off the bench, you know what I mean, for a little bit. And who knows, by the end of the year, he might actually be starting. So yeah, it's sure he's got the body for it already, man. He's a big kid, dude. He's not small.
So
like I said, I have a lot of expectation for the kid out of Georgia. But I agree with what Strizzy said on LaMelo. Like, it's too early to call it right now. Let's watch him play a couple games. Let's see what his stat line looks like, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think we should maybe do, though, some homework. And next week, I think the season starts on the 22nd, which I think is next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
give her too early to call it picks.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll put on the agenda like a MVP, 6-man, Rookie of the Year. Yeah. And Coach of the Year. We'll do those 4, and we'll make our little predictions. So that'll be fun. But all right, then let's go ahead and keep it moving one more again, and but yeah, NBA is gonna be fun.
So what's next again?
Other sports?
Oh yeah, other sports. Okay, so not football.
Yeah, not basketball. We did that already.
Oh, okay, like hockey. Yeah.
Yeah, like hockey. Feel me?
Okay, like baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Like soccer, right?
There we go.
Like soccer.
Like other sports.
All right, so other sports talk. Honestly, we don't have too much. MLB, NHL, nothing really too much going on. We're deep in the off season for both of them. Well, technically, we shouldn't be in the off season for hockey, but they still haven't announced when they're going to start.
Sorry. Yep.
So we'll see what's up with that. The college football championships, most of the Big Five championships are this weekend, which should be cool. And then Sunday's the big selection show for the college football playoff, and then immediately after that, they'll do all the bowl games. So I'm kind of interested to see where Georgia lands, but we'll see about that. My question, I guess, I did have one question about college football I put on there. Do you guys think that Notre Dame has any chance to beat Clemson again when they match up this weekend?
No.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I think I think they really celebrated beating them the first time. Not in poor fashion. That's not what I mean. Like, not in poor fashion. But I think they were basically like, we beat them. And I feel like the game was too close without Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? And I think Clemson is really trying to come back like, we got to take this game. And it's important. We got to steal this game back and let them know that we're still the team to beat, right now in college football. Right. And so it's obviously when you go out there to get them, you know what I mean? Like, there's a chance, but it's a tiny one. You know what I mean? I think Clemson rolls.
Yeah, Anthony Weston says 10%.
10%, right? I was saying exactly.
It's more than we gave him, I think.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Florida lost this weekend. I was happy about that. They lost to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So so their playoff chances are over, even if they were to somehow, some way beat Alabama, which is not going to happen. But still, I'm just glad that they'll get knocked down another peg because you know how I feel about them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Ohio State is playing Northwestern. They're looking for a big win so that they can make a statement, even though they haven't played like very many games. But I always love bowl season, like when they announce all the bowls and just seeing like, okay, who's going to play when. And that's another thing I've kind of been looking for, which we've done in the past. We did one time at least, Strizzy. I know we did back in like an office somewhere, but do a bowl pick 'em where we pick all the bowl games. For the whole thing.
I think that was
somewhere. I don't know, but I'm thinking we should try to. I'm trying to look and see if they have it like on Yahoo. If we could do it through our through our Pick'em or whatever on there or something like that. So look forward to that because the bowls will be starting soon. At least the more important ones will be starting like right around Christmas. So, and then Missouri blew an opportunity for a better bowl. They were ranked 25th. Georgia rolled more than I thought they would. I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought it was going to be a lot of offense both ways, but Georgia's defense kind of shut it down a little bit, and they scored a lot. JT Daniels is looking good for the Dogs, so that's cool. So, yeah, we'll see, but it's kind of hard. I don't know. It's kind of hard with knowing we're not going to make the playoffs. So.
No, I feel you on that one. I kind of feel the same way.
One interesting thing, though, is Devontae Smith. ESPN has him ranked as the number one in the Heisman category, who's the wide receiver for Alabama. Yeah. And, like, I just think that would be dope. You know, it really rarely ever happens that somebody other than, like, a quarterback or a running back wins it. So I kind of am hoping he wins it, and it's 2020, so why not just have it be another off-the-wall thing? You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I completely agree. I can't remember the last time a player not being a quarterback won. Did you look that up by any chance?
Well, no. I mean, off the top of my head, Desmond Howard won it. I know he won it.
Yeah.
But that was – I don't know. There's got to be somebody else like –
Reggie Bush, they took it away from him.
Or a linebacker from Notre Dame, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. You know what I mean? That's for sure. Like that's why I call it a quarterback award. Yeah, Matt Tateo or whatever his name was. Do you remember that guy? Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he went to the Chargers.
He was terrible.
Yeah,
because majority of running backs are quarterbacks. 2 tight ends have won the trophy, and 2 wide receivers.
Dang, so that's it.
It's crazy.
Okay. Manti Te'o must have just been like invited or something, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see. That would be dope though if Devontae Smith wins it. That would be tight.
That'd be really cool, actually.
A little bit of boxing. Mayweather, Layla Ali, Andre Ward, my boy AW, and also Vladimir Klitschko all got elected to the Boxing Hall of Fame.
For sure.
So kudos and congrats to them. And this kind of goes to my point about like people being elected to the Boxing Hall of Fame should not be doing exhibitions with people named Jake Paul. I'm just saying.
No, agreed.
But I thought that was kind of cool. Also, I did watch the Anthony Joshua fight on Saturday, and he did his work, man. He did his work real nice and easy, but he didn't call out Fury at the end of the fight, which that's kind of irritated me. I feel like that's the next. I feel like that's the next fight that needs to happen, especially because they're both from the UK and they're both like heavyweights. Like it'll just be so big. Absolutely. So we'll see.
Another thing too, actually, I know there was something about boxing and fighting. There was a UFC fights. Nothing too crazy, but there were some really good fights that happened this past weekend as well. And talked about John Jones moving up to heavyweight too. So
yeah,
I know he talked about it for a while, but I think he might actually be serious about it now. So it'd be pretty interesting to see him move up from light heavy to heavy.
That's tight. Yeah, see, I think that one I was thinking about watching the fights, but I think it was on pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, you know I ain't pay for that.
I know.
Yeah. But no, man, they were actually really good. I mean, they were actually phenomenal. Yeah, the main invite was crazy. But yeah, man, they were really good.
We'll see, though. I mean, yeah, the fighting it seems like there has been a lot of fights on lately, and Friday Triple G fights.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna definitely probably check that out. Hopefully, it's a big drama show.
Got to.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I really have though for other sports. Not really too much stuff going on. My soccer team still sucks. Arsenal still sucks.
Yeah,
I don't really want to talk about that.
We gotta get it back together.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hey, you guys have anything else for other sports before we do this or that?
No, that was my thing. Just adding some UFC stuff.
All right, cool. All right, then, Myra. What you got for us today?
All right. Would you rather take a max contract in the NBA or a max contract in the MLB?
Ooh, that's tough. You know, both are guaranteed. But I guess I would say MLB because there's technically no max contract. Like, they can just cash you out.
Right.
Like, because the NBA is slotted. Like, you know, okay, years of service, you've done this or that, you've won an award or two. This is how much you can get. Whereas MLB, if they're just like, let's back up the truck. So I would probably do MLB, even though it's a lot of work.
Yeah, Trout really banked with that 12-year contract.
Yeah, I mean, give money, you know?
Mr. Z, which one would you rather do?
I love how we always throw wedges in this shit. I'd probably go NBA just because.
What was your technicality though?
Well, my technicality though is because I feel like the max contract NBA players, I feel like they get a little more outside of the sport. Contract money, you know what I mean, for the most part. Because I feel like if you're a max contract guy in MLB and a max contract on the NBA, you're big time. You know what I'm saying? Either or, but
no, but I agree though, because to Myra's point, like she was talking about Mike Trout, like he could probably walk into like a Chili's out here and nobody would know who he is.
Exactly,
100%. Depending on where he's at, he probably moves pretty smooth.
LeBron,
right? Exactly.
LeBron is on the highway.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he can't even get peace on the highway.
Know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? So like they're in basketball contracts, the max ones are really big too. They're really nice too. And a lot of times it's kind of like, for example, Giannis is 5 years, $228 million or whatever it was. Like it's only 5 years. So in 5 years, he's only going to be what, 30 or not 30, but like 31, 32. Like he's still going to be really young to get another max contract. So
or
like
unless they redo it again in 3 years and double it down.
100%. So I feel like by the time his time's up, he's going to have another $200, maybe $300 million contract, depending on where we are then. Whereas baseball, the chances of that happening usually are pretty slim. Like that 12-year Trout contract is probably his final one. You know what I mean? That's probably his last
know.
One. I know what you mean. Baseball players play for a long time, but
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like A-Rod got cashed out like twice.
True.
Pujols got cashed out twice. It depends on how quickly you get to that first big contract, though. That's true. Definitely true.
Definitely true. Yeah, it depends on how fast you get to it. But I think I go NBA. But I feel like you can't.
You'd rather play basketball too, huh?
Exactly, and that's the thing too. I'd much rather play basketball than play baseball. But I love baseball too. Playing baseball is so fun, though, man.
Dude, I was good at baseball. Like I should have kept playing baseball.
Definitely.
But I don't know. But Myra, which one did you say? You didn't pick yet.
I didn't pick. It was so hard for me because I was looking, I never even thought of what Struzzi said. Like I didn't think of that perspective. But now that he says it, I'm like, damn, well, what would I want to do? Like, because if we look at how much like LeBron's last contract was on top of all his endorsements, like I agree with Struzzi. Like he's got the same plus endorsements. Like, I mean, nobody's ever gonna wear like Mike Trout sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like
they do. They got his cleats. He's got his own cleats.
Okay, yeah, it's not like they're gonna be.
No,
you're not rocking them. Yeah.
You can wear LeBrons to dinner. You can't show up to dinner in cleats. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel you.
The indoor track one.
Now that Struzzi said it, I'm like, man, that's true. Like NBA players have the opportunity more to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely get to leave a legacy. Like, Michael Jordan's been out of the NBA for years, and we're still rocking Jordan. Like, there's never been a MLB player that's got like a max contract plus the endorsements, plus the shoe deals, plus this and that. So, after hearing both of y'all's perspectives, I'm like, damn, Struzzi's right. I think I would want more the legacy behind it and the opportunity to make more outside than just a contract. But the same thing, like I would love to play too. You know what I'm saying? Like the playing part in the NBA, I just feel like the fans, the energy is different. Then again, I'm more of a basketball fan than a baseball fan. That's
And you know how hard baseball is. Like I feel like sometimes people don't understand sometimes too how hard baseball is. Like,
well, it's a failure sport. Like,
true, 100%.
If you do 3 times out of 10, like if you're amazing. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You only got to hit 300. Like
even playing. Like I remember like when I played as a kid, like I played in the outfield, and like even just getting the ball from the outfield to say second base or to third base accurately is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so fucking hard. Yeah. So like that's the thing too. Like a lot of baseball, like people don't understand too. Just getting to the MLB is probably harder than getting to the NBA because there's so many people in the minor leagues. It's like they just
there's leagues everywhere, dude. There's so many people out there.
Exactly.
Hey, you played baseball?
Yeah. I played baseball. I was third base. Yeah.
I played football, and I was catcher and shortstop, y'all.
That's what's up.
That's probably why my knees are torn up. I spent so many years.
So they put me in a catcher once, like randomly. I don't know what happened to our catcher or whatever, and I had never even practice catching or anything. And my coach is like, oh, we, go in and catch. I didn't even know how to put the gear on or nothing. And like the very first time, like I was out there, I put my arm too far out and the dude swung and hit my glove, and I was like, my bad. Like I literally had no idea. Like I did not have my bearings at all. I was like, what am I doing back here? But yeah, I love playing third base. It was dope. I first started playing third base because I was the only person that could like get it across the first base like accurately, like and throw a strike or whatever. Like when I was younger or whatever, and I just always liked playing third base. Played first base a little bit, but it was kind of tough, man. It was a lot of responsibility. So
yeah,
but I love baseball. I would love to play baseball. That would be so dope. And like you said, the contracts is true. Like King Griffey was probably the closest person to be like super duper like crossover like into like lifestyle and things like that from being a baseball player.
Yep.
But I wouldn't mind getting paid like Nolan or Ariado. He makes like $32 million a year and nobody knows who he is. Like that'd be pretty cool to me too. Like you just be going wherever. They just be like, he's got the bag. I don't know who he is, but he's doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't mind that at all. I'd probably work like that.
And that's the crazy thing too. And that's the funny thing too. Like even with basketball, like like for example, the Drew Bledsoe contract, the 60 million 4 years, like dude's still getting 20 million a year, but people still know who he is. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so even like their smaller contracts are still big. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too. But thinking about basketball, one thing I wanted to touch on that we haven't really touched on is I'm expecting a big year for Russ. He looks happy. Like he looks really happy. Like I don't know if you've seen him like in the like his like the videos like that, but like I think he's really glad to be back with his old coach. And
I think it's because he feels like he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants and nobody's gonna bat an eye again.
Probably.
And which is cool, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why he feels like there's like not that pressure because anything they do is a plus, you know what I'm saying? Just like when he was in OKC by himself. So I feel like he's gonna go ball out, he's gonna get his triple doubles, and they'll be exciting.
But I think Bill there is gonna really, really help because Bill can get his own shot.
Make a serious run, like
I can't say a serious run because it's still the Wizards.
And you know what I mean? Getting better. Yeah, he's getting deeper.
And their team isn't even bad too. I can never say the Japanese player's name, his last name. I always say it wrong.
He goes hard though.
Yeah, but he's actually really good, man. He had a really good rookie campaign, and you know he's only gonna get better. And they picked up some pretty decent players too in the offseason. So I think the Wizards, I think they make the playoffs this year. I think in the East, you know what I mean? I think it'd be really hard because they almost made it last year. You know what I mean? So I think it might be kind of tough with to not make it with Bill and Westbrook at the helm.
That'd be tight though if they make it and then they match up with the Nets and get smoked.
Right?
AD versus that'd be tight.
That actually would be super legit. You know what I mean?
Especially if Harden's there by then.
Oh,
then
I know.
Can be all back together again.
For real. See, that would be so crazy. Oh man, if you think of that story, that'd be crazy. But I'm excited. And that's the thing too. We didn't really talk about KD's first game back.
He was looking fresh.
You know what I'm saying? He
bouncing around.
Yeah, man. He looked pretty good. You know, he's a little rusty, but that's expected.
The shot will come back, man.
Exactly, easily. So not worried about it at all. I think for them too, just like the Rockets, it's going to be health. Can both of them stay healthy?
And they'll mesh. They'll need to mesh a little bit.
For sure. But the cool thing of I don't know. I don't say the cool thing about it, but like I said, my biggest worry with them is they have probably some of the most depth in the NBA on any team, and it's just going to be a matter of making sure that depth stays active and they don't get away from the stay away from the one-on-one ball because that team is too good to not move the ball around. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I think Miami can get them is because our biggest strength is ball movement. So we'll see, but. Whether you like him or not, KD is great for the NBA, and you want to see him playing. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm excited.
What's up, Unc? By the way.
Okay, I have a question for you. I'm gonna throw another one. This is not this or that, but who are your top 5 NBA players right now?
Right now,
top 5.
LeBron. Well, so in no particular order.
No particular order. Top 5.
LeBron, KD, Steph Curry, AD, James Harden. Mm-hmm. I don't know if AD would make that top 5. I don't know. I think I'm somewhere right around there.
I got AD in my top 5 too.
Okay. You have Curry in your top 5?
I have Curry in my top 5.
Okay.
I have James, Curry, AD. James, Curry, AD.
See, yeah. I left out Giannis out of those 5. That's
Giannis
crazy.
Is my 5th. Giannis is my 5th.
Okay.
Giannis is my 5th.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's hard to remember everybody. I feel like I would still leave Giannis out though, honestly. If I'm talking about who I really, really like too.
LeBron James. Because I said James. Right. I want to make that clear. Not James Harden, LeBron James.
Yeah, mine's way different for y'all, but mine for me goes for people who are like.
Oh, what's up, Mel? By the way, what's up, Mel? Sports. What's good? We're gonna get that beanie, by the way. I'm gonna hit you up later. We're gonna get some beanies. Anyways, okay.
Mine's different. Like sometimes I feel like when I watch like basketball, like I look at players on like how they are if I had to play with them myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like so that for me, like that's why James Harden falls out of my 5. Like I don't know if I.
You don't like it.
Yeah. But I think for me, like LeBron's
You'd be like
still
Chris
number one.
Paul, and he'd be slapping your hand down.
Exactly. But unlike Chris Paul, I would have lost my shit. I was like, how dare you? Like, I would have been pissed. Yeah. Like, because for me, like, I don't know. I don't even talk about that because, like, I feel like that was one of those childish things ever. Like, that's supposed to be your teammate. Like, you don't know. But anyway, LeBron James for sure. To me, LeBron's still the best player in the league, even in year 18 now. Like, he's still the best player in the league, in my opinion. Luka for sure. Jimmy Butler, Steph, and yeah, it's tough too. 5
buckets in there.
Yeah, dude, I love Jimmy, man.
I know you do.
And it's not necessarily because of, like, you know, is he going to score as much as a lot of these guys on that? No, but he is probably going to play the best defense. He's going to do everything he can to make sure his team is successful, and he does all the things that go unnoticed. You know what I mean? But not in a way that, say, like Draymond Green does. He's so much better, in my opinion, than, say, like Draymond does. You know what I mean? Like, people say, like,
Draymond.
No, but I say that because, like, most people will be like, I hate Draymond, but if he was on my team, you rock with him because he does all that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like, Jimmy's kind of different in that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, that's 4. If I had to round it out, I'm gonna go my boy Dame.
Oh, Dame Dollar. See,
yeah.
See, that's another one where you talk about the personality. I mean, I'd love to have him on my team, but I don't know why I don't like that dude, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Dame.
Brother Eric's got Luka, KD, Curry, and Braun in his top 4.
Yeah.
Alex got LeBron, AD, Kawhi. Oh, I forgot about Kawhi too. KD, Steph Curry, Kyrie, or Giannis. See, that's tough, but that's a good group there too.
Yeah.
Kyrie will fall out of there for me a little bit.
Same.
Flat Earth. You know what I'm saying? He can fall right off Flat Earth.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. That's a good question though. That's some good lists and stuff. I definitely think Kawhi is still up there. I mean, he's still
Kawhi is up there.
He's still a monster, man.
If we got into top 10, Luka makes it in. And that's, you know, like,
and he's still on the rise too.
Yeah, exactly. This is only year 3.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely, I mean, we definitely have a lot to look forward to. So we'll do our little early predictions next week for the kickoff of the season. But I think we're almost there. I think we're to final say. For final say this week, I do want to say we're going to be teaming up, or we're going to be going out to volunteer for Hearts for Homeless again this weekend. They're doing their Christmas on the streets, and they have a bunch of backpacks. They have like 100 backpacks and 100 stockings full of different types of items, and they're also going to be doing a ham-type Christmas dinner with all the fixings. So that's this Saturday. If you guys want to donate or if you guys want to help out, just let us know. Reach out to us, and we'll link you up with that information. But that should be pretty cool. And then other than that, I got the Grinch and Max here today. They came down from the mountain to be on the couch, and they'll probably be hanging out for the next couple of weeks. But other than that, you guys have anything else you want to say before we close out the show?
I do. I do want to drop a quick bag. Y'all, shop small business. Shop small businesses this year for your Christmas gifts. A lot of people, you know, in time of pandemic are kind of struggling right now. So let's support those people that are in small businesses. Somebody I absolutely love and always do business with is at rep.shop. She hooks me up with shirts, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff. Shop small businesses. You're impacting a family and making them be successful during this pandemic. So.
Absolutely. All right, Strizzy, what you got?
Nothing too crazy. Hooking up with No Limit Clothing later on tonight after the show. They're really cool. They have some really, really cool shirts as well. Some great NBA shirts and just their own stuff, whatever too. But yeah, hooking up with them, gonna be collabing with them, doing a new little, comedic skit video with them or whatever.
Dude, that's the first thing that comes to my mind though. It's like,
I'm
the No Limit take. Make them say,
For
That's
real.
what's up, though. That's what's up, dude.
So yeah, hooking up with them, and then like Myra said, shop small businesses, all that fun stuff.
Hit up your boy's TikTok too. You're still doing your thing, going strong on TikTok.
Oh, most definitely.
Putting out some very funny videos. Always good content every day.
So yeah, man. I spend more time talking to people now than I do actually looking at videos. So it's a second job for sure.
Man. Very engaging.
Oh, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's what's up. All right, man. Well, we appreciate everybody joining in. Angel, Anthony, Wesson, Mel from Girl Chat Sports, Brother Eric, Stephanie Washington, everybody that checked in today. We really appreciate you guys. And that was Say Like a Champ, episode 68. It's your boy A-Dub.
What's Drizzy?
And in honor of the super producer Marcus is not here today, it's who wants to say it?
1, 2, 3, not it.
I got it. All right, y'all. And it's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Peace out.
Bye.